This is Srinivas Reddy. So today I'm going to explain what are the important questions will be there if you are going to attend AWS and DevOps interview. So I was divided questions into two types. First questions, these 7 questions are common in any interview. Okay. So next questions I was given almost about 30 plus questions are will be there. Okay. So maximum they are going to be asked, but these 7 questions, initial 7 questions, okay, will be so we are going to be expect, okay, in almost all the interviews, we can tell these are the common interview questions. Okay, so here can you explain day-to-day activities? So at the beginning of interview, okay, so can you brief yourself? So like that the question will be start. Okay, and some people they will ask you, can you explain day-to-day activities and what are the build issues have you faced in your project, and which applications have you deployed, and which issues you faced with developers and QA teams, and which issues you faced in client environments during deployment, and what are the stages have you written in your pipeline. Next, have you troubleshooted any app related issues using log verification? So in almost all the interviews, okay, commonly these are the questions they are going to be asked. And coming to completely technical, okay, so here all the questions will be there. It is combination of Docker, Kubernetes, and AWS. Okay, so what is Terraform module and what are the different types of Terraform modules, and what is container, what is Docker image, what is Docker file. These questions are very basic questions. What is Docker image, what is Docker file, Docker compose, and Docker image registry. Some people initially they will going to be asked very small questions, okay, very minor basic questions. They are not going to be asked depth. Okay, but we don't neglect. Okay, how many Docker components are there, how to check available CPU and memory request in Kubernetes, so by which command, and how you can find out that one without a monitoring tool. Okay, and how to check top 3 most CPU utilized pods in Kubernetes cluster, and where the Docker volumes are stored, and how does communication happen between Docker client and Docker daemon, and can you lose data when the container exists, and how we can run multiple copies of compose file on the same host, and what are the steps in the life cycle of a Docker container, and what is the maximum number of containers that can run per host, and you have experience on scripting, then which scripting you used, which scripts have you written in AWS and DevOps. So this is very very important question. So in which scenario you written a script, okay, so we need to be tell exactly. And what is the difference between AMI and EBS snapshot, and what is the difference between S3 object level and bucket level logging, how you can enable logging for an S3 bucket. So this is task based. Okay, we need to tell what are the steps we followed. Okay, next, how to upgrade or downgrade a system without a zero downtime, sorry, and how to send environment variables from a Docker project using Jenkins. This is also one of the practical tasks. Okay, how do you pass parameters at the runtime in Jenkins? Then what is an executor in Jenkins? Then how can I run single job parallelly on multiple Jenkins slave? What are upstream and downstream jobs in jobs? How you can configure in Jenkins? And what according to you a release, and are you involved in any release process? So we need to tell, okay, our real-time environment. So what is the experience and what are the issues we faced in release? Okay, and what is hotfix and backfix, basic question. And do you merge the code? What are the merge, if you are going to be merge the code, then what are the merge conflicts that you came across? See, we need to tell scenario based. Generally we can tell what is the merge and what is the conflict. That definition and that meaning they are not going to be expect. Okay, so real time in which scenario, like a Terraform or something, Kubernetes, Docker. So at the time while we are going to push your files from local to central, so what are the conflicts you face? They are going to be expect that things. Okay, then how to send an email notification after my commit is successful. So I mean, how you can integrate that email notification. I mean, so we need to tell those steps, and then how you can work with priorities in your working environment. So this is also one of the real time, like P 0 1 2 3 priorities are there, right? So which priority mostly you've I mean assigned to you, and how you worked on that priorities. Okay. And then how to build a CI/CD pipeline with GitHub Actions. So this is also one of the practical tasks. And can you explain Terraform types or data types? So we need to tell, so what are the different types, a list like that map or something, correct? Okay. Next, what is CI/CD in DevOps? In manager round also they are going to be asked this type of question. What is CI/CD in DevOps? Okay. So I will give a clear explanation in live call. Okay, so please ping me, okay, who interested to prepare uh, all these questions in one proper manner. Okay, I will give perfect answers, and I will give a clear explanation to all these questions. I will give a guidance, and I will helpful, I will and I mean I will give my guidance to do all the tasks practically. So please approach me. Thank you everyone.